Hello, welcome back. Today we've got another £200 of 10p's we are going to hunt through, looking for some alphabet 10p's. Ideally 2019 dated ones. We've never completed the 2019 book, but we are 5 coins off completing it. So far we've got A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L and M, N, O, P, R, T, U, V, W and X. So yes, 5 to go. But the 2019 dated ones are so low mint and hard to find. We've got another 2018 book we're working on. This is my third 2018 book, which we're 4 off of completing. All we need are the letters D, J, R and W. So let's get into these bags, see what we find today. Okay then, whilst the coin hunt is ongoing, I'm going to be going through some recent comments left on my videos. So to get a comment to me, you just need to leave one on a recent video. And if you get a random love and like from me but no reply, I might have just taken a screenshot of it to use in one of these 10p Q&As. We start with Dan Han, who says, pre-ordered the Iron Maiden coins yesterday. Not sure it's your thing, but as a long-term fan, I think it's amazing. So yes, the Iron Maiden, not my kind of music. It's kind of music my dad and my brother, well, one of my brothers, the oldest of my 2 younger brothers, used to listen to in long car journeys. Again, not a massive fan, but I do love the coin. I think it's fantastic, and I think yeah, the video's already come out of me opening up my Iron Maiden stuff and showing you what I bought. But yes, an amazing addition to the Music Legends series, and seems to be quite a popular coin too. So big thumbs up to the Roll Mint on that one. Stephen Burgess says, P.S. Does anyone remove the coins from these Royal Mint presentation packs? This is on my last Royal Mint trip video, getting the Royal Observatory £2 coin. I don't know if you mean the strike your own packages. I know that there are people that do that because the plastic in those packages tend to tone the coins a bit. I don't, I keep them all as they are. Otherwise I'd just be too worried I would lose the coins or the packaging and not be able to pair them all up again, so I like to keep them together. The BU packs, yes, there are certainly people that do that, but my recommendation, if you're buying brilliant uncirculated coins and you are just going to break them out of their packaging and put them in your collection, don't buy the Royal Mint ones, buy another supplier's repackaged BU coins, because they'll be cheaper for you, because you pay a premium for the Royal Mint packaged ones, and if you're going to rip them out, you might as well buy cheaper versions, right? So that would be my recommendation. I wouldn't recommend you don't do that, because you keep your coins how you want to keep them. If you don't want to keep them in presentation packs and you want them in albums or trays or whatever, capsules, then crack on and do it. Gary Burns says, I really do doubt the validity for your estimations. Oh, the valuations. Okay, the valuations that come up on the screen. There's a couple of comments. Laura Fernley says, he has said before he takes mid-range from recently sold on eBay and the like. All depends on condition though. And Gary says, okay, fair enough. Thanks for the heads up. Yes, so Laura has answered that question perfectly. Any valuation that I put up on a coin during the hunt, I based off of recently sold listings on eBay. However, if I don't know, in the top 5 or 10 coins that have sold, if they're all selling for, I don't know, £2 to £5, and there's one in there at £350 or something crazy like that, it's an obvious outlier, I will ignore that and discount it. So yeah, it's just within the realms of expectations. What are they actually selling for, not what they're being listed for, because that's a whole other box of frogs and absolute nonsense. So yes, that's how I do it. If I find one that's beaten up and the one I found is in bad condition, I still put the average price of a good condition one, because it's no good for me trying to value that specific coin by grade, because the ones you'll find in circulation probably aren't going to be all gummed up and gross and whatnot. So yeah, based on it being in decent circulating quality, so with it being a circulating coin, there's going to be an element of use to the coin. Right, Planet Saver Guy says, my coin book goes from 2025 down. What should I do when 2026 coins come up? Please give me a shout out in the next 50p hunt. I mean, I don't do specifically shout outs, but you kind of get a shout out in one of these 10p Q&As. Right, you run your coin book. You're doing it backwards to how I do my coin book. So if you are going from most recent to oldest, the problem is they're not going to get older, right? You're only going to get newer coins. It's going to be a real pain if that's how you want your collection to be, recent to I don't know, the oldest, whenever there are new coins, you're going to have to bump everything along a spot, whether that's in an album, a tray, whatever. I would seriously consider flipping that around. Or how else could you do it? I don't know. Unless you fill the book backwards. Does that make sense? You could put your oldest coin at the back of the book and then fill forwards. So you're going to have empty slots and pages on the way, but that's the only way you could get it most recent to oldest, because yeah, if not that, I would just swap the book around, do oldest to newest, because then you're always going to have the next slot to put the next coin in, whether that's an album, a tray, however you're organising it. But if you're determined you want it newest to oldest, the only way I can feasibly think that will work is, yeah, put the oldest at the back of the book and fill forwards. Yeah, interesting to know what you're what you've decided to do. If you're watching the video, let us know in the comments. Niz says, are you not allowed to show the actual experience? So this is the Royal Mint trip I did, when was this? In July. It's already last month. Okay, so Royal Mint experience, you can record and take pictures and videos of quite a bit of it. I always make a point not to video or take pictures that have got members of staff in there, unless they're happy to be in a video, because again, it's their place of work. They don't want to be in a video. I don't want to catch them in it. But yes, you can't. So you arrive, you check in, you sit in a little room. Sometimes you watch a video. I don't know if the video is still live or not, but they have a little talk there before you go into the main tour. From that point onwards, you cannot take any pictures or videos. That's when you go on to into the actual factory where they're making the coins. That's where you strike the coin, and then you are escorted back to the Royal Mint experience, and then you can start taking pictures or videos again once you're back in the Royal Mint experience. So no, I can't take pictures of me striking a coin or the factory. There must just be a risk of sensitive information or security risks. I don't know, someone's trying to rob the Royal Mint, maybe they're going to come along and try and take some videos and pictures to plan their heist. But no, that's always been the rules, and yeah, it would be lovely to be able to video a coin being struck, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to. Okay, Mr. Pajamas says, how on earth did I end up here watching Tobey Maguire and Jared Leto's? Oh, I did know who that was. Love Child searching for coins. I'll go with it. Subbed. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you subscribed. I mean, Tobey Maguire, I've been told that many times. In fact, a recent work outing, on the way back to catching the train, I popped into Tesco's and the security guard said that I looked like Tobey Maguire, and then pulled up a picture of Tobey Maguire to show me. I was like, well, that's fine. I'm very, very grateful for that. Jared Leto, I've never been told I look like, and I had to Google who that was. I did recognise it, but having their looks is not a bad thing. I'd rather have their money than their looks, but there we go. That's how life has fallen. Right, Walking Darwin Award says, I have a box of oddities too. It's what I call my friends list on Facebook. I've got a few people on Facebook that I would consider putting in the box of oddities too. You're not alone on that. But yeah, I do like my little oddities box. In fact, this is my... Well, it needs sorting and organising. That's my oddities box. It's got fake coins, error coins, and intriguing things that have got no monetary value, but that I quite liked. Right, Paolo RS1 says, I just got 3 2023 B £1 coins in my change. Have more been released into circulation? Possibly. There was an initial tranche of, I think it was around 3 million, wasn't it? 2 million, 3 million, something like that. That were put out into circulation, and at the time I said, oh, that is a low mintage, but this could be the first of a bigger batch. Exactly what happened with the Diversity Bill Britain 50p's. They circulated 1.25 million, something like that, but then many more were released later on, and so the actual circulating mintage figure was quite high. And it's the same with the Bs. We had the initial tranche, but then the mintage overall was north of 11 million or something like that, 11.3 million. I might be making that up. It was a high amount, but yeah, they will slowly drip feed into circulation. They probably haven't all hit the cash centres in our change yet, but yes, I think that they will slowly become more and more common. Oh, there we go. W for World Wide Web 2018. Amazing stuff. Beautiful design. Andy, who I think Andy has probably had the most comments asked, so Andy leaves good comments on videos. Not that people leave bad comments, but engaging comments that I can use for 10p Q&As. Just keep digging, Christopher, just keep digging. Okay, Andy asks, have you ever totted up the cash value of your Ironside collection? Maybe a wee bit embarrassed. I don't know how many Christopher Ironsides I have. There's a lot of organisation stock checking that needs to be done on my collection, but that's not part of the hobby I enjoy. I know there are people out there who love organising and ticking boxes and sorting things out. I like finding coins. That's my favourite bit, and yes, I have neglected to sort out my finds for a long time, but yeah, if I had to ballpark it, I wouldn't even know where to start. I don't even know where 2 years ago, the last whole coin collection video I did, how many I was on there. I don't know, add 100 or two, and maybe it's around that. Embarrassed? I don't know, I can always cash them back in at the face value, so I don't mind. Last comment from Albert Hansen says, thank you for removing the fake coins from circulation. You saved the next person from complaining about the loss of value. I never thought about it that way. That's just another rationalisation that I'm going to employ when I'm explaining why I keep fake £2 coins, because you would be amazed that the grief that I get in the comments or in messages directly from people about it's out of order that I keep the fake coins. The loss should be on the bank. I should kick up a fuss about this £2, sometimes £4 loss that I'm making on. It's fine. I don't mind. I'll find some more. I'm sure in most of the videos where I've, I don't know, lost £2 or lost £4, I've gained that in the value of the commemoratives if I was really worrying about it. And again, I just think they're kind of interesting, again, oddities. That I've got a burgeoning collection of fake coins. Over the 8 years I found just north of £200 maybe now. That's not a huge amount to lose over 8 years, is it? Anyway, with that being said, we will get back to the coins. Well then, £200 of 10p coins. We only found one, but it's an alphabet 10p, W for World Wide Web, 2018 dated, and it's a new one for the book. One of the last 4 we need for the 2018 book. So, for the first time in a long time, let's add one in, completing our first tile. We've got that entire page there. Amazing stuff. Well, that leaves us D, J and R to go, and then we've completed another 2018 book. So Star Find is the only find, and it is certainly a star find. Very, very nice. Well, if you've also been lucky enough to find an alphabet 10p, then do let me know in the comments what letter you were fortunate enough to find. There's normally 3 or 4 or 5 people down in the comments that have found them, so they are out there, worth looking out for. And again, I've just found a new one for my book, so very, very happy with that. As usual, there are links in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to join me and other coin collectors over on that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO Box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.